go.
Hi guys, hello, good evening, welcome to Create with Fabric8. Tell us if you're here. If you're new, we need to know, so I can tell you who we are, firstly. Oh, I see all my poo emojis, pink poo emojis are here. Bianca, hello. Anisha, Langeveld.
Hello. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to, it sounded weird when we talked at the same time.
So you guys
Okay,
definitely
guys, we
picked
are
up on the mini
testing.
mic.
I'm just saying to you YouTubers also that we are testing a new mic. So it's very difficult because we can't actually live stream to test. So we do test, but we can't actually stream while we're testing. So if you guys are noticing anything funny, please tell us. We might not be able to fix it tonight, but we can work on it next week. As I said just now to Instagram, we now have a very fancy schmancy. We look like real podcasters. We actually didn't know what to do with all the parts, what they were supposed to be for. So we have a mic for me and Lisa now, and Matthew's got a mic. So if you're getting a weird echo, I don't think it's an echo. Lisa calls it an echo. Does the sound always room for improvement? Yeah, love it.
Lisa's asking, does the sound
Lisa's
sound
asking.
better?
Yes, guys, please tell us if the sound is weird. As I said, we might not be able. Sounds awesome.
Matthew, can you put your mic off?
I can put my mic off. I'll try that quickly. Okay, my mic is off.
Hi, Woody Weather, I see. Yes. How's that? I actually can't wait for winter to get this cold, but it's a little. Yesterday, I was absolutely freezing in this office. I cannot remember a day that I was this cold, and I'm at least 10 kgs or more. I'm being very, very forgiving to myself. Matthew, Lisa's calling. Can she's look?
Yes.
Okay,
Putting my mic on now.
okay. So sorry, they're testing the mics and the everything. And I was literally freezing. I was working with gloves, you know, those fingerless gloves, working, and then I would touch my fingers, and they would be, I want to say dead inside, but they weren't dead inside. Okay, guys, so
Sounds better with Matthew's mic off.
sounds good on my side. That's okay.
Matthew will always shout. Here's my mic.
Okay, so Matthew is not plugged in anymore. He is now desimulated. He's not assimilated anymore. We have now Lisa, I love your chair. It's my chair. But she's just gave it to a fancy that I have to sit on like a bar stool, and she gets like a VIP lounge. It's my it's free. Okay, guys, listen here. I don't know. I don't see any new people.
Okay.
And Nisha, you've been here because I see the pink emoji, so you have to have been here. Anyway, guys, I'm Amanda, and this is my daughter Lisa, and that is her boyfriend Matthew. And we are from a company called Fabric8. And if you want to find us on the web, it's very easy. www.fabric and the number 8, the word fabric, the number 8.co.za. And everything we do and talk about is on there. I actually had a question today for do we have a catalog and a price list? And I might have sounded sarcastic, but I wasn't, because I was more perplexed than sarcastic. And I said, but everything we have is on the internet, and it's on our website. Please go have a look there. And then the person came back to me and she said to me, she wants to buy bulk. And it's very difficult to get the stuff that matches, or it takes hours to search for everything she wants to get. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem I can solve, but I am keeping it in mind. I'm keeping it in mind, and yeah, that's just more admin, and we're not getting through the admin. We are doing admin. Okay, so what is Create with Fabric8? We do this every week. We do it on a Tuesday, mostly. We actually changed the name. I keep saying the same story, because we couldn't do it every Tuesday because of load shedding in our previous place. And now we haven't had load shedding on a Tuesday night since we moved in here.
We have had an entire Wi-Fi cut.
Well, we had internet problems. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so it seems to be, what's it, touch wood, like my mom used to say. Touch wood, we are live, Create with Fabric8 on a Tuesday night at 7. And what this is firstly, most importantly, my whole plan with this is community building. I know that sounds like we're some sort of, what's it?
Cult.
Well, cult is a nasty word for what I'm planning.
Well, you
Don't tell them that's the plan. But I find that I sewed my whole life. I never knew anyone else who sewed. I never had anyone to ask except my mom and my grandma. And I'm thinking there's a lot of people who doesn't have parents and grandparents who sew. And who do you ask and who do you speak to and who do you communicate about your hobby? So that's my plan. So we always have a little bit of a chat at the beginning of our live session. And then mostly we move into what like a tutorial of some kind. Now I always explain this also, so you guys must just, you know, I don't know, come later if you've heard it 10 times. But I'm not here to teach like people who can sew to sew. I would never watch a YouTube video to see how to make a bag, because I can make a bag and I can make the pattern for it, and I don't need someone to tell me how to make it. So I am here for the people who are new to the trade, for the people who haven't sewn a lot but they can sew, and also for the people who want to make, maybe, what do they call it, a side hustle. I heard that say.
Yes.
I heard 𝐓𝐈𝐍 even has side hustle accounts now.
Ah.
Yeah. So if any of you are doing that, 𝐓𝐈𝐍 just launched a, I sound like I'm working for them. I need to get them to pay me tomorrow.
Yes.
Anyway, I just got an email. They have very low bank costs, side hustle business accounts. So for anyone out there, they obviously launched this just after we had to PTY register and get an official business banking account. So now we can't benefit from it anymore. Anyway, so my plan is not to do difficult long projects. My plan is to make it fun. I know myself, when I was sewing, I didn't necessarily make myself some clothes. I love to make a bag, even though I don't have
Matthew, did
someone
we drop frames?
to give it to. Why are we just?
Right now, it seems to be recovering.
And now it's the color. Is it green?
Signal. No,
Okay.
yeah, Bianca, we're working. It seems to have dropped frames. Did we check that we're not on Wi-Fi? Put the Wi-Fi off.
You do that, it breaks the camera.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. Yes. Don't do that, Matthew. Why don't you remember these things? Anyway, guys, it's not a signal problem. It might be.
No, but it's back.
It's back.
We're back.
We're back. I see we're back. Okay. So I always liked making things, even though I didn't have anyone to give it to. But the trend has very much changed. People are into recycling. They are into reusing. They are into there's a lot of people who are against fast fashion and things like that, and recycling. So it's very, very interesting who buys machines. I see a lot of young people buying machines. I see a lot of people my age who used to sew in the 80s. And the trend is to make things and sell them and give them to people. We don't go to the shops as much as we used to before COVID. So how great is it that people actually appreciate things you make? And remember, you look at it as, oh, I just made this. Other people look at it and they go, wow. I promise you, wow. I once gave it's happening again.
No. Do you have speed test script?
I did.
It's very bad on my side.
The speed.
Yeah.
Mine's 16.36.
No, upload.
16.93.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Then
mean, it
this
should
might
be
be
20.
me. This might be me.
Okay, you on
Mine's
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, guys, is the signal good? What is that? Hi, Jan. Jan, was Saskia. Sy wat altyd sê, Jan. Hallo, oom.
Sorry, I'm like listening to
Oh,
many
she's
people
gonna-
at once.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, I see the blank stare. I don't know why you're not funny. Anyway, so let me tell the story. I once gave my mother-in-law, I made this bag, especially my sister-in-law, John, actually. She might be on here, I don't know.
She's
said
sometimes on Instagram.
She bought me she helped me choose the fabric, and I made the bag. And my mother-in-law, actually, who is a sewer herself and a knitter, and she's always done the same things as I, and she actually couldn't believe that I made the bag. So that's just one example. Trust me, I've made many bags and many things for people, which because I made it myself, I look down on it, but other people love it. So this is the plan. The plan is to create a community where we talk to each other about this, where we share patterns. If we make them ourselves, guys, do not let us get into trouble for stealing patterns. And this is the main reason for all my tutorials. The patterns are free. They are free for the whole of the year that we're in. So all of 2023's patterns are free. Only by the end of the year do I take them off. If you have anything to share with us, please send it to me. We can put it on the groups. We can put it on as long as it's your personal, you own it. Okay? If you can do something that's really cool and you would love to share that, and you can anytime, just let me know. I will throw Lisa out like she's worth nothing and put you in here. No, but I would really love to share this with you. And guys, you can ask my kids. I am not a camera person. There is barely 50 photos of me in the 50 years that I've lived. 52.
Okay, I'm done. I promise. I'm done now.
Am I supposed to keep my mic on now? Okay, great.
But you get so used to talking to a camera, and that's lovely. We have noise cancellation. Did you hear that? Good question. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. This is too late, and my pools are done.
I don't know. Hi Bianca, hi Benice, hi Ash.
Benice,
Hi
Ashley.
Antoinette. Antoinette says, I inherited my mom's electric full metal
Oh,
necklace sewing
Nikki,
machine.
yeah.
It's a beauty, which is set in a wooden table with drawers and beautiful legs. Want to learn how to sew before I stitch to using hers. Better before she switches.
Oh no. You know who's that?
Antoinette.
Antoinette. Actually, you will possibly be better off using hers, because the older machines are actually I'm gonna call them semi-industrial. Please don't quote me on this, but compared to today's domestics, they are semi-industrial. They are stronger, they last longer, they are made from metal, they are mechanical in the sense that, they work with power, but their motors and their gears, it's not computerized. So you will probably be fine to work on it. You couldn't break that machine because your mom couldn't break it in 30, 40 years. So trust me. All right.
Carmen says, nothing like a mother's love, Lisa, and good evening, everyone. And Bianca says, just logistics, distance to travel at night, not safe.
I know, Bianca.
Yeah.
But I'll bring a mattress.
Bring a sleeping bag.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. Could we do it remotely, Lisa? Interesting question.
It will be very difficult.
Yeah, it will be difficult. You know what we could do?
You know, I've done
Bianca,
that.
you could easily record yourself doing something, and we could put it on our YouTube channel. We could start like this.
Yes.
And say one of our students or one of our clients did this and this and this. Insert her video.
We can think about it.
We can think about it.
But
Alisa's very
the live
malicious.
stream, we can do it. We've done it. Pink poop emoji.
Oops.
We've done a live stream type of thing. Remember when we had it where I would you like it's like on a website, and then we were screen recording that website, and I was in Pretoria and we were screen grabbing.
Yeah, but maybe we should test it with you one day,
So we could try
Bianca.
something
Just
like that.
let's just do a chat. Hi, Melanie.
Matthew's
Trying to subscribe and watch,
Matthew
but
is.
what?
Matthew's dealing with it.
Oh, is it?
Melanie is subscribed, so I'm not sure what the issue is.
If she can
I
type there.
think. No, that's Facebook. Ash says, yeah, my ancient signet is a beast. Will go through your hand if you let it. And Beneath says,
744. Oh no.
I bought a Elma 744 overlocker scored for 500 rand. What a beauty of a machine.
The older Elmas are beautiful and they work, and don't ever believe Elma. Oh, I'm not supposed to say these things. If they tell you that they can't fix it, I have someone for you. Okay, I have a guy here, if you're in Cape Town, but I'm sure everyone has this guy. He used to work for Elna, he used to work for Bonina, he works from his house now. He fixed an Elna that they refused to fix. They told me it was unfixable. He fixed it literally within 30 minutes. Okay, so
Anyway, not sure if we've said you can download all our patterns for free at www.fabric8.co.za/create. I'm also putting it in chat now, and you can join any of our WhatsApp groups on www.fabric8.co.za/WhatsApp. And I'm also putting that in chat. And for our Instagram people, you can find any of these links in the link in our bio. So just go click that, or head over to our website. Scroll to the top. There's a pink button that says free sewing classes. Click that. That is what this is. It's a free sewing class.
Yes. Okay, so normally we do a tutorial. Tonight we are not doing a tutorial in the, I want to say, Create with Fabric 8 sense. I am doing a tutorial because I've had quite a few questions about not being able to use their rotary cutter just after they bought it and struggling and it's not cutting. And then I remembered also that when I was teaching, I had a lot of people who struggled with actual cutting with the physical, just normal scissors. And there are a few tricks that I can teach you. So I thought what I'd do is every second or every third pattern, just to keep it interesting, I'm going to just work with you through the tools of the trade for the newbies. And even people like me, I mean, I never used to cut with a rotary cutter. I used to only use scissors. I had to teach and learn how to use a rotary cutter and know what it's for also. Because there are specific things that you can't do with a rotary cutter. So what I did tonight is I made this little booklet, and obviously this is the beginning of something that I'm going to keep adding to, so that it almost becomes, you know, like when you have these Facebook groups and they have the file section. So if anyone wants to know something, they go to the Facebook file section if it's been said before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep updating this document as we go through this, so that in the end it's almost like I want to say a handbook to sewing, but also some extra information and my favorite tools and things like that. Okay, so what I started with is I just wanted to actually make up a sewing kit. And then I realized, yeah, Amanda, you've done this already. You have a sewing kit on the website. I have 2 sewing kits, okay? So I want to be specific about our sewing kits. We have a basic beginner sewing kit, and then we have a quality sewing kit, okay? So guys, if you're an old hat like me, neither of these 2 are for you. Why did I not make a Amanda's Choice sewing kit? Because if you've sewn as long as I have sewn, any one of you, ask Bianca. I mean, sure, she's not going to want to buy a kit and get stuff she already has, or stuff she doesn't want, or get a scissors that she doesn't like. So these are for beginners. The absolute basic beginner sewing kit is a kit that you will buy your daughter or your, I hate the word cheap. It is a good enough for a beginner. All right. So if you have your daughter that wants to learn how to sew, but you don't want to like spend a fortune, because next week she's going to want to learn how to horse ride, and the week after she wants to play guitar, you buy her the beginner's basic sewing kit.
I never got one.
No, you didn't. You got many other kits though. So it it's basic quality. It's an absolute beginner's starter kit. It's not even a starter kit for someone who has been to college. Okay, so the next one, the quality sewing kit that we have on the website, that is for someone that has sewn and maybe was in college, and they went for classes, so mostly they use the class stuff and they don't actually have a kit. That is what that is for. If you know anyone that has sewn forever and you would like to buy that person something, my suggestion is always get that person a gift voucher from us. Let her choose her own gift, because she might want to spend 1,000 Rand on a scissors and not 10 things of 100 Rand each. So, okay. So
and on that note, we have gift vouchers.
Yes.
So I will send the link to that in the chat,
Yes.
in case someone's birthday is coming up.
Yeah. Send it. If anyone asks you what you want for your birthday, you send them a link to the gift voucher. They can we have them from literally 100
to 10,000
to 10,000 Rand.
And if you need more than that, buy more than that.
Yes. If you need to buy a sewing machine, we could actually make a gift voucher for a specific machine, or we'll organize whatever. Okay, so from this whole conversation and people asking me, this is actually where this whole idea. So as we finish our website updates and which is not going to be now, soon, but not that soon. I was thinking of doing something like Amanda's Choice and Jean with the knitting, because I know as a person who's sewn a lot that I sometimes wanted to upgrade my scissors, and I had to go through quite a few scissors to find the one that I thought was best, because there's no one in the shop that knows. So what do? You go by price. So you just keep buying a more expensive scissors, but nobody's actually tested them for you. Okay? So this Amanda's Choice, it is serious sew stores must have sewing kit. Okay? This is not a sewing kit. These are the things that I have. If you don't believe me, I will video, because half of it is here and half is at home. I will make a video of everything on this list that I have. So I have used it. I have not just tested it, I use these products. This is what I have at home and here in my kit.
They are the winners of the test.
So there might be another product in my shop, and I'm not saying it's better than that product. I'm saying I'm using this and I haven't changed it because it works. All right. And on that note, we talked last week about us getting better quality scissors. And I have an announcement. We are officially a Victorinox scissors stockist. I'm saying stockist because we don't actually have stock yet. But we are actually allowed to sell it. We're getting them. I put the order in. They are on the website. They might just take 7 to 12 days to get to you. So, but we will WhatsApp you and tell you that if you do order it. But they are up on the website, okay? So last week I said my scissors, this is my baby, and I've never been able to work with it on the live because we don't have it as stock. This scissors I bought when I was still studying, and I was studying, probably this was bought in my 3rd year, this one. The previous one I bought in my 1st year. So that's 13, 14, 15. This one I bought in 2015, so it's 8 years old.
And is it still your favorite?
Still my favorite, yeah.
Can I cut some paper with it?
No.
Can Matthew cut some
No,
paper?
nobody can cut paper with it. So I've never sharpened it. I've never ever sharpened it. It is the Victorinox, and you'll see on our website, because I had to make names because they have really strange names. It's like, what did I say? Household professional. I'm like, How can you be in the house? It's a household professional. How is there not?
Maybe they're just calling themselves a household brand.
So
They are like a name brand that every household knows.
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't know.
I
Maybe
definitely
it's
knew about them.
you never know. You know, it's a Swiss product. It might be just that they're not very good with English
Huh?
because they also can't spell Taylor.
Too.
They spell Taylor like Taylor Swift,
Really?
like
That's weird.
T-A-Y.
That's weird.
Yeah, on their website. They spelled it like that, and I started actually.
Doubting yourself.
I thought to myself, have I always spelled wrong?
Must I Google? Let's see.
Taylor is the surname.
Taylor.
It's Taylor.
No, it is. Also, I wonder if it's both. Maybe it's both.
No.
Maybe the Swiss people write it.
No, it's not. It's a person who
There's
has great
probably
potential.
someone named Taylor who works as a tailor. With a side gig as a tailor, but most of the time they are not the same word.
No, they're not. Okay, so anyway, so I'm thinking it might be like, you know, when you like the microphone instructions.
Yeah, I don't know about
Like-
those.
Yeah. Okay, but just to show you, this is a stretch jeans fabric. Don't disappoint, because I have. And I'm
Let's
gonna
hope
just.
this doesn't have performance
I'm just going to
anxiety.
fold it 4 ways. And as I said, this scissors is 8 years old. And did you hear that? Can I make them hear that? Just hear it.
ASMR channel.
Shh. Listen to it. Listen. Okay.
All disclosure, I
Amy-
played sound effects over all of
No,
that.
listen. I want to make a... Guys, don't get into the sound of scissors. I'm telling you, I have a little bit of a weird fetish. Okay, so they are up and going. Last week I said that I paid for mine 8 years ago at least 1,000 rand. Okay, so when I spoke to Victorinox and I told them this, the guy said he was like, what's that? What's hackle? Stuttering. He was like stuttering, and I go like, was I screwed? And he said, well, that's the exact word I wanted to use, but I wouldn't. Yeah. So obviously I was literally screwed 8 years ago, because this scissors on our website I think is 920.
Really?
Yeah, and it's big, man. It's big.
Maybe thick.
It's a big scissors. Like, this is our biggest. Look. And the nice thing is Lisa's got much smaller hands than me. It doesn't feel big and heavy.
I am not a scissor girl.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, it feels fine. Yeah.
It's strangely, it's just great. But there is smaller ones. There's this one is a 24 centimeters, so that's actually it's a 26 centimeter. Maybe I don't know how they measure it.
Maybe they don't measure the top.
I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway,
sorry.
this is the biggest one. Then there's a 23, a 21, and a 19. So, yeah, they are all great. Just so interesting, the 19, which would probably be something like this. This is the 20 about. So in size, the 19, the price is 550. And I know some people are gonna go, what? But I promise you, for me to be able to sell this scissors for cheaper than I bought it, it's ridiculous what I was charged. And I will not say what the place is where I got them, because it's a very famous kitchen place.
TNA. Oh, never mind.
Kitchen place.
Melanie says, but there's a mate called Taylor Scissors, like with a Y.
That might be, but that's not a tailor.
Yeah, maybe it's a play on word.
It's the same as this. This is the Victorinox, but it isn't with a Y, it's with an I. So it's Victory. It's not Victory.
Alina says hello.
Hello, Nina.
No, see.
Okay, so some of you people.
Wait.
Yeah.
And then Bianca says, ban Lisa for 10 minutes for wanting to cut paper with fabric
Yeah,
scissors.
no.
And
10
I'm like,
minutes is too
yeah.
short.
Let's see you with
Your
the
mom
banning
bought
game.
your mom bought fabric scissors at a kitchen place. I think it's 𝐕𝐈𝐈 scissors.
Exactly.
No. I bought it from a supplier of Victorinox.
Okay.
Okay, and they didn't actually keep the scissors. They had to special order it for me.
Okay.
Probably from the guy I'm ordering now.
That's
the
why they
people.
thought it was more expensive.
And they were just, I swear, if it's 8 years ago, they probably doubled the price. Just doubled it or tripled it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Mina actually was on Instagram and I told her to go to YouTube where it's
okay.
fancier.
Okay, guys, so I honestly, I vouch for this. I have one.
You can see it's used. Where's the camera? I
No,
want to
it's
show it
used.
to the
It's
mic.
marked. It's marked fabric.
used.
A fabric like when I was had students and they kept using the wrong scissors. Okay, so they are up on the website if you are interested. I will be getting the pictures are all up. I will be getting samples and I will run through them myself just to make sure that they are what they say they are and that they all are this quality. But I promise you, the tailor's scissors and the fabric scissors you can buy. I have they are all this quality. There's professional wool yarn scissors. That's a very small scissor. So what's nice about it, it has a blunt point. So you know when you put it in your wool bag, it doesn't actually stick out. There's quite a few. You can have a look on the website. Okay, so
There's 10. Plus
11.
11.
It's 11 scissors, yes. Okay, so on Lisa's posted this way. Did
I
you?
put it on the Create website, the
Okay.
𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄𝐓/create
Okay.
at the top of the patterns.
So,
But I also put it on WhatsApp and in chat.
yeah, so it's a PDF document, and you're gonna the face of it is Fabric8 sewing kits and Amanda's Choice sewing tools. Okay, I especially didn't elaborate. I didn't tell you stories. I gave you the tool and the Victorinox. There is no link because I actually just linked them now. I just made them live. Okay.
I put that link in chat too.
Oh, cool. All right. And then it literally has the link to the actual product. And you will see that there's products that I use that we don't have yet that says coming soon. So like the forceps, we have them. I just have to get them on the website. And you'll see there's Clover fabric chalk pencils, which are my favorite pencils. I have now sourced Clover. We've ordered from Europe somewhere. And we've already paid for a shipment. And we're hoping end of July, maybe only in August. But it's on its way. So literally, it's things I use. You'll see that there's, for instance, a Rhino 1 glue. I used to use fabric glue. I don't use the stuff that says fabric glue anymore. I use this Rhino 1 glue for everything.
It is very funny though, because the Rhino 1 glue, we tested on a live stream for the first time.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
you
it's
didn't
really
use that
good.
before and it came in a box. You're like,
No,
oh, it says
no,
metal,
no.
fabric, everything.
Yeah,
oh,
no, exactly.
It's not gonna work.
All right, and then on the next page, the green, is all my pattern making tools. All right, so anyone who's taken classes from me, I don't know, is Pamela on? No.
Didn't see Pamela.
Will see that this is all the things I use, and I know we have many more rulers than what I use. It depends on how you were taught, or I think the fact that I don't use a lot of rulers is just because I studied art and have done art my whole life, so I'm not scared to draw a line. While people who are new to this might need a French curve to draw a curve, the hip curve and things like that. So this does not mean that you can't buy more things. This just means this is what I use and what is in my kit. Okay?
So I mean, if you want to give someone the ultimate kit, you
Yeah.
buy everything.
Well, you give them this, you download this PDF and you highlight the ones you're getting them. Okay, then I've got just quickly, because I've had questions about this. my sewing machine maintenance and cleaning. And I just put that in there because the very first thing on here is called a small short screwdriver set. Now, we just recently restocked on them. They are tiny, but they look like a real screwdriver, so they have a big head. With these sewing machine screwdrivers, I don't know, my hands are too big for them. So, and they're short, so they fit under in the hole of your machine. So they are very, very cute and very cool. They, I got them. They're very nice. And then I have the plain screwdriver set. I don't know, why is this smart seam gauge here? I don't know. It's there. It's not supposed to be there. Anyway, then we also, the magnetic pickup tool. Awesome. I don't know why it's there.
It has a screwdriver on it.
No, it doesn't. I must have copied and pasted it wrong. Anyway, magnetic pickup tool. Love them. It looks like
A magnet.
it's like looks like a pen, and then it extends. What's it called?
Oh.
And it has a magnet on the front.
We must actually show that. I've never seen that before you showed it. Where is it?
I don't have one because mine is at home. But
it's fine next time.
it's very good because what sometimes happens is you drop your little screw into your machine, or you've broken a needle and there is a piece of, you're scared there's a piece of needle in there, so you can just use the magnet to sort of get it out. Also, if you sitting really lekker behind your machine and if you're like on carpet and you don't want to roll your machine, you can literally pick up pins as you drop them. Okay, and then also what's very cool, what I did to my older machines is the new LED lights. Okay, so if you have an old machine, you will notice that your machine's light is yellow. Okay, that's just because it's an old bulb and we are all used to LED bulbs. First we had the energy savers, which were very close to LED. Now we have LED. I mean, they are bright white. So don't know if you guys know it, but you, for instance, Antoinette, on that old machine, you could replace its bulb if it has the small bulbs. Now, if it's the old big Singer bulbs, I don't know. I'm sure you can get an LED that fits there anyway.
She says magnet wand.
Magnet wand, is that what it's called? No, I think we call it the telescopic. I'm going to tell you. Telescopic pick-up tool. You can just go here and click on the link.
I was doing that.
Okay. All right. So that to me is very cool because I am so bothered by yellow light. It really freaks me out. I've always bought
The sun gets you every day.
I've always bought the cool white or the blue white bulbs, and then people years ago would say, "Why don't you buy the?" It was
ambience.
It was called like I don't know, soft cream, or I don't know what the color. But because I paint and studied art, to me a yellow bulb changes the color while a white bulb does not.
I feel like I can't see with a yellow bulb.
Yeah, so it's like
just looks.
It's just So that is a very cool thing that most people don't actually know about. They are slightly more expensive than the cheap, gewone, old-fashioned bulbs, but they are so pretty when you put them in your machine because you literally get like bright white light.
We have a quick few comments.
Yes.
Bianca said if you must go back to the place you originally got your scissors and check the price now.
Yeah.
You must.
I mean, I am so glad that I didn't have to come here tonight and tell you guys that this scissors that I bought 8 years ago for 1,000 rand is now 1,750 rand.
Yep.
I am so glad that I don't have to say that I actually don't mind that guy who screwed me. I'm just glad you guys can get it basically
at the same
price as what I paid 8 years ago. I mean, if it wasn't that I'm happy that I could do it, that the price is low for you guys, I would be quite angry. Because as I said, the first one I bought for about 700 or 800 rand, and the next one I had to pay over 1,000. I don't know how much over, I can't remember.
Which screwdrivers were you talking
about? It's these are tiny, they're this big.
Bianca says she's got them, and they're great.
They are. I don't think they're meant for sewing. I don't know. I don't know if they were. But I found them, and this is our second lot. Yeah, they're very cool.
And
If you've got big hands like me, I mean, I really have big hands. Look, just look here. Compared to Lisa, my hands, I physically have big hands. So getting into that freaking hole in the machine just irritates me.
Melanie says that pickup tool is like Harry Potter's wand.
Yes.
And sorry, Nicole says I'm living for this video topic. Yes, tell us all the best tools, tips, tricks, trade secrets.
Yes.
And Antoinette says she also prefers white light. And Bianca says she likes cool white. Blue tint is good too. Yellow,
Yeah, cool white is
all
blue
white
tint.
is too yellow.
Cool-
I agree. I can't do
Cool
blue.
white is a white. If you paint, you would have a warm white and you'll have a cool white. Now, what's the difference? Well, the cool white will have a tinge of blue in it, and the warm white will have a tinge of yellow or ochre, or depending on what warm, because it can be a yellow warm, it can be an orange warm, it can be a red warm, but it just has warm color in it. And the cool is normally has a cool color, which is the blues and your blue greens and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, it makes a huge difference on an old machine. I mean, I put one into my Bernina and it was like, oh, the machine looked cleaner. Just looked newer.
Like a newer.
Yeah, because now the old Berninas are, I want to say this color, but this is like a peachy weird color. But the old Berninas are like this shade, but in a yellow, like old white that
Like
went yellow,
plastic,
like white with a smoker that smokes on it all day. Like that yellow is the actual machine. When I originally took it out after years, I thought the machine had gone yellow. I thought, I'm sure this machine wasn't yellow when I bought it. But then I saw it actually was. So with this white light, with the yellow light, it actually looks more like yellow. With the white light, it literally looks like a new machine. It's so...
Bianca also said she loves the handle on your quilting ruler, which prompted me to ask, doesn't she have one yet? It's a weird thing for Bianca not to own.
Has she got a quilting ruler now?
Oh, maybe she doesn't have a quilting ruler.
Okay, but this, we are not talking about quilting rulers. They are going to be on one of these chats. But this is, you'll see there's very few rulers on my pattern making. And this should actually also be on my sewing kit. Okay, all right. So let's get tonight's products. Firstly, I'm gonna talk to no one.
Just the comments. Bianca, I love the hand on the quilting ruler there by you. Brilliant. And then Lisa's like, do you have one yet? She's like, I have a handle.
You got a handle on this. Yes.
She's got a small quilting ruler.
Okay. All right. So first thing I want to do is I want you guys. I always used to do this in my classes because I want to change the world. I'm just sitting here thinking I have paper, but I don't have a paper scissors. Give me a sec.
It's fine. I'll entertain you guys with some.
But you do. The paper scissors is
ASMR.
right there.
No.
There it is. There it is. There's the paper scissors.
Those are paper scissors. Are you doing what?
ASMR.
It's kind of ruined by the visual of you just weirdly reaching across the screen. And...
Bianca said we must do an ASMR channel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or did she say
So she's just into it, and she can do one. We'll do it under Fabric8 name, but she can do it. Okay, guys. So the first thing about scissors I want to teach the world is that if you have a left-handed child, please buy him a left-handed scissors. And I know they are all very able, like my husband, to cut right-handed. But I want to actually show you something. So this is the right-handed scissors, okay? And I'm going to cut so that you can see that
you go on the top cam.
that I can.
I will try.
Yeah, I'm going to be cutting this whole circle. So I'm cutting with the right-handed scissors, and just so you can see that I can actually physically cut quite neatly. All right. Okay, so that's me, old hand. Yes, I am. My hands are trained to do it. So if you want to see, I actually left the blue line. That's how good I can cut through my right hand. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right-handed scissors.
Sounds fun. Why?
What did you do?
Oh no, I know exactly why. Switch back, please.
I did switch back. I just realized as
Oh,
well
I
the
just
mic.
realized I never installed the mic on the other camera angle. I
Okay.
can do it very quickly, but
Okay.
continue.
Okay. I'm going to go fetch your left hand. Stand there in the table.
No, you can't. Entertain us. Sorry, guys. The mic doesn't
sorry guys,
work.
you just realized we never switched the mic, the new mic, onto the second camera. So I'm gonna do that very quickly. It's like instantly, and Amanda will re-explain what she just did with the circle. Because everyone just watched 30 seconds of Amanda cutting out a
The
circle.
problem is the delay, so we didn't realize it until much later.
That's so funny.
Okay, so
Really good circle cut.
okay, so I'll show you how good I can cut. Okay, so that is the circle I cut out. Okay, so that is with a right-handed scissors, and I am right-handed. Okay, so now I am going to. I actually have left-handed scissors at home, but I don't have any here. I'm gonna just quickly. Okay, so I'm taking.
Why?
I'm going to take a left-handed scissors. Né? This is made for people who cut left. Okay, and I am going to cut out the circle again.
But this time with sound.
So I'm doing what we are forcing kids to do that are left-handed. Are you putting? You have to actually physically see it because it's like it's really does it not?
Okay, I'm showing it. I don't know if it's on.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
You can switch back.
Okay, so I cannot see the blade. I have to do it in bits. I can't get on the line because I can't see the blade.
Let's see if this works.
So Lisa, I want you to try it.
Okay.
Because I'm scared people think, can you see how I have to cut to get to the line? I'm scared people think I'm just faking it. Is it work? What are we doing?
I'm just forwarding, sorry. 1 second.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to give it to Lisa. So
With
this,
my left hand.
this is, no, you're going to cut it with your right hand,
Oh, okay.
but just for the left-handed scissors. This is how it is for a left-handed person to cut with the right-handed scissors.
Okay, it's.
You can't see the blade. Can you see it? You are not, yeah. You have to
I'm aiming.
you have to overcorrect.
Like, I don't know if the camera can see this. I'm like aiming where to cut.
Yeah,
I
but-
can't actually see where I'm
But you
cutting.
can't, yeah, you can't actually see.
And I can cut good.
It's the strangest thing until you actually do it, guys. You do not realize what that poor 5-year-old has to compensate
Oh,
for.
it's even worse when I'm trying to cut it.
Okay, so just think about this. I'm a grown-up who I can cut.
I can cut too.
And but just think about that poor
That's so
5-year-old
weird.
that sits in that class. There is no left-handed scissors. Many schools do have it now.
Yeah.
He's forced to cut. What happens is what you don't realize. I'm gonna take the same scissors. I'm gonna try and show it to you.
I don't know what camera I'm
Okay, the
having,
top
but-
camera is on. Okay, so this is the right-handed scissors. Can you see that the bottom blade, I can aim because I can see where that blade is cutting. I can see where that line is. Okay? If I take a left-handed scissors,
Yeah, that's so
the
weird.
top
Like you actually
blade,
try it.
the
yeah.
top blade covers the blade. So I can't see. I have to. I will possibly cut. Yeah.
If you like look.
If I look on this side of the scissors, yes. So this covers. So I'm just always saying to people, imagine you're a 5-year-old, and we all know what 5-year-olds start out cutting. They come home with like it's more of a square than a round, and this poor left-handed kid is forced to cut with a scissors that actually it's like cutting in the dark.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Bianca
So-
says, sounds muffled and soft. Yeah, it's because Matthew's mic was picking us up. But Matthew's mic isn't set to pick us up. That's why you could sort of still hear us. Anyway, I think it's fixed now. Let us know if it's fixed. Bianca, Asha, and poor kids, us lefties need to stick together. And Anisha says, I'm left-handed and had to use right-handed scissors. It's a mess.
I know. And you know
And
what's
then
the
same
really
thing.
sad thing? Is now you get grown-ups who cannot cut with the left-handed scissors. They because they have what you do is you overcorrect by a blade thickness. Okay? I know it's not. When you're left-handed, you cut with the right-hand scissors. You're overcorrecting by about 3 to 4 millimeters, depending on how thick your blades are. So now you give that person a left-handed scissors, and they make the exact same mistake because they are overcorrecting. So they're cutting too deep. Yeah. So if you ever have
See, that's what's
left-handed
happening
kids,
for me.
Yes.
I want to cut further away from the line. And I'm kind of just going because I know how to cut a circle, but I'm not following the line.
yeah. So if you have left-handed kids, send them to school with the left-handed scissors and tell the teacher that he must never cut with the right-handed scissors, because it's a skill we all need to learn. And what happens when I normally start with classes, everyone is quite almost like personally offended that they cannot cut.
I can't
Okay?
cut. The teacher told me I wasn't allowed to, then other people had to cut out my stuff for me. I quite enjoyed it.
That's how you teach kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what happens is we can all cut with the paper scissors and paper because we can lift the paper. Did you see me cut?
Oh, that's true.
Okay. So very few people ever learned the skill of cutting on a table. All right. But it is just, I always say it's just small muscles. It's your brain knows how to cut. Your small muscles just doesn't know how to cut like this.
Yeah.
So practice makes perfect. New students, I feel sometimes that I want to take the pins out of their hands because they can also not pin, because it's a very specific small muscle.
I know I can't pin. I have to go like,
Yeah. So
like I have to do the
there's a-
very purposeful pinning.
This is a cutting is a skill, guys. So if you're not good at it, you will get better the more you cut. Okay. So first, I'm going to just run through. We also do, as you saw.
So now cutting tools.
Yes, cutting tools. But this was cutting tool scissors.
No, I mean we
Okay,
haven't lost
yeah.
viewers, so we're doing fine. Whatever you're
Victoria
doing.
Knox. Okay, it's my top. It's my top brand. If anyone asks me, obviously when you start out, your budget is different to mine because I'm not having to buy 50 products. I only have to buy scissors if I want a nicer one. Okay, so buy the scissors you can afford. Okay, that is generally a very good, almost perfect way of upping your game. So if you started out with 100 Rand scissors and you want to upgrade, go to a 250, 300 Rand scissors. Generally, and in my shop especially, I don't know of other people, you will get a better scissors every time you up the price. I know that, but that is life, ne?
At Fabric8.
That's Fabric8. I don't know about others. Yeah. so I have in my, and remember I said it was old hat sew stars, my list. Please don't think that I'm saying you guys have all now got to go get a 900 Rand scissor. That's not what I'm saying, but that is the dream. The husband wants to buy you something and you know he can afford 900 Rand. That is the dream. Let him buy you the dream. All right. So small scissors. We are getting Victoria Knox. We also have Mandile small scissors. We have Better Cut. These, strangely enough,
I still think we need a close-up camera. How nice would it be if like we had like a little close-up
Yeah.
camera and you go like,
yeah.
sharp
So
edge.
these, I quite like these as small scissors go, because many times, again, I have the big hand problem, and this I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. These are very popular. We again have stock of them. I don't know,
So much good.
It's a cute. I think it's like for embroidery. You know, I don't do hand embroidery. Then a small scissors is a different thing. It depends. So I like these because they're quite sharp in the points, and I only use a small scissors to cut threads, and if I'm doing the innie and the outie. You know, when I'm
Which one is that?
huh?
The straight fine point tweezer.
No, that one isn't on there.
Oh.
Because that's not the one. I am going to get a Victorinox as soon as I have stock. I don't have a small Victorinox. So my choice would be a Victorinox. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. The other tool.
Actually, is I can't cut straight on a table without my rotary cutter and ruler. It ends up like I'm cutting drunk.
Yeah. Okay. The other cutting tool, which is, you can see I don't have one. I don't use them. But I do know there is quite a bit of people who use them. We sell a lot of them. So they
What
are
those
popular.
called? Snippers.
Snippers. It's actually nippers.
Snippers.
So I know when I did my, what was that, internship in industry, everyone in the industry has this because they don't actually physically cut fabric. They just cut, they just trim away threads and yeah. So they normally have one around their necks.
It seems easier on your hands.
Yeah, but you can't cut fabric with it.
No, you can't cut fabric with this.
You can with that one, yeah.
But
just
would
no. I'm not talking about fabric. I'm talking about if we're doing the innies and the outie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So if we doing those little squares to see, I can cut with this, and this is an old one. It's not even a new one. Well, you could. This is also new.
That seems difficult.
No, but it's just it does it.
Uncomfortable.
It's just the quality is not the same as a scissors. It is a nipper because you are nipping. Anyway, so that's the other thing. These are generally used by, and you can also have this in your knitting or crochet or kit, because it is quite handy when you're just cutting threads away, because you don't have to put your fingers into a hole or anything like that. It's called a black Teflon something.
The black one's quite cool.
Yeah, the black one is very nice. All right. So scissors, as I said.
This is like old people friendly and like arthritis friendly.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't do
No, I mean, I understand why
embroidery.
people would get this.
Yes. All right. A very important tool, and I use this a lot, is I call it an empty cutter. For years, I thought that was what they are, and then someone said to me, "No, it's a Stanley knife." And then
I
the
thought
other
the
day,
box cutter.
okay, so listen to my story. Some call it a utility knife, some call it a box cutter. Okay, so let me
Those are
explain
all our
this.
things.
A box cutter is actually not this. A box cutter is the one that take those blades that look like that. They don't. It doesn't have the break off blades.
Okay.
Okay, and that literally in the old days, my father used to use them. They were metal, and you would have just a blade that goes in. It doesn't break off, and they used it to open boxes.
I once,
No.
Okay.
I once accidentally stabbed someone at school with one of those.
Oh, accidentally.
I pulled it on him, and then he tried to knock it out of my hand, and he wasn't very good at that, so he stabbed himself, kind of.
Matthew, if you pull a knife on someone, that is actually
It's quite assaulting.
that is pulling a knife on someone. You can't like talk that down.
It wasn't a knife; it was a box cutter.
Anyway, okay, so the word NT cutter, it took me a few years of using NT cutters to realize one day when I walked into a shop, I saw these and I thought, geez, look at this. It's the first time I see people calling it an NT cutter. It's a brand name.
Oh, it's like Pret.
It's, NT cutter, okay? A Stanley knife.
That is
a brand.
Bianca just said.
That is
Very
Stanley, no, I know that.
That's Stefano.
Okay, Stanley knife, that's also a brand, okay? What this is called is either a box cutter or a utility knife. All right. Yes. All right, you do get them in Alpha. I don't keep them because my suppliers, they are quite expensive. And I have an Alpha, but I always use the cheaper ones because I want to actually chuck it when it breaks. And when I buy like NT cutter or 𝐓𝐈𝐌, I don't feel like I can throw it away. And this is also one that you can get funky. You get funky colors and yeah. Okay, so this I use a lot for pattern making because I never have paper scissors. I don't know, they are hidden from me, and the ones that are here are really awful because they cut like glued stuff and then they stick together. So I always use a Stanley knife or a empty cutter. We also have these cute little ones that's like a pocket one. They like throw away also. I mean, I suppose you could try and open it up and find a blade that fits it, but these are also really nice for keeping in like a small sewing kit if you can't find a small scissors. But that all goes under a utility knife. Okay, and I use them, as I said, for my pattern. I cut out my patterns with them. I don't actually use them on fabric. All right, this actually also goes through as a cutting tool. It is the 𝐓𝐈𝐌. All right,
Surprisingly sharp.
Yeah.
In the blade section.
Yeah,
because
it is.
a little blade.
Yeah.
I never knew.
Okay, so interesting enough, I used to use this for years, not knowing actually what this little red thing was for, until if you guys go Google it, there's actually a video how to use it. They call seam rippers in America mostly, how to use a seam ripper properly. So I used to put that sharp end behind the stitches and then cut them. All right, but you're supposed to put that red in behind the stitches, and that little red bump stops it from actually digging into the fabric while it's cutting. So then you can do that. Every old sewer has tried it. They unpick, you put that pointy bit in, say that's my seam, I put that pointy bit in and then it, oops, and then I go into the fabric. Now that's the thing, if you put the red one in, it's supposed to keep the fabric separated there where you cut.
But how would you put the red one? My seams are
But
very
you would
close.
first unpick one stitch to get in there on a closed garment. But mostly when you sew, the garment is not finished.
Oh, so you wouldn't seam rip it.
Okay, so they are also, they all work. They all do. I personally don't like the really big flat ones. I'm sure if you're working with canvas and heavy materials, they are good. I prefer the small ones. And if I had to buy a big one, I would buy the Prim big one because it's not as big as the other big ones. These are both Prim products. I am a big fan of Prim products. They are just better and they are just nicer. I cannot explain it. I'm supposed most people understand this, that if you buy a better brand, things normally are slightly better. Okay. Rotary cutters. Okay, so rotary cutters, I get lots of questions about the rotary cutters. I get questions where people literally open the box, they take the rotary cutter out, they go mull and start cutting, and they think it's going to cut like a scissors, and they don't actually. So this is also the reason for this booklet that I'm making, is I actually want to give people instructions, because I had quite a few questions about instructions for products this week. So I physically want to write down instructions so that when people ask me, I can actually send it to them. Or if you are looking for something, it might be in my little booklet. Okay, because let's just get real. You cannot use a rotary cutter without a self-healing cutting mat. All right. So yes, you can cut. It will cut. It will cut on cement. It'll cut your kitchen table to pieces. It'll cut anything under it.
The kitchen table. I probably cut the dining room table. We don't have it anymore.
Possibly. It'll cut anything that's underneath it. There is another product that's called a cutting mat, a cutting sheet mat. It's like a plastic thing you buy in a roll. I don't like them. They make marks, and those marks don't actually fix themselves, and it looks really crap on your table. Invest in a cutting mat before you invest in a rotary cutter. Guys, trust me on this. All right, the cutting mat also enhances the way the rotary cutter cuts. Okay, It saves your blades. It makes your blades work longer. It literally, if you're cutting on a hard surface that's not a self-healing cutting mat, you are literally breaking the blades. So if you then cut somewhere else and suddenly now it doesn't want to cut, because when it stops, and the end of a blade normally means it cuts perfect and it skips one little bit and then it cuts and it skips. That's a nick into your blade that happened from cutting on things you shouldn't be cutting, dropping your blade, and rolling your cutter over pins, guys. That breaks the blade.
That makes sense.
No.
I had one of these big cutting mats when I was in high school. And I also had one of the, because I don't know if they sell. I have a feeling that those don't sell. The A4 cutting mats. I had one of those A4 cutting mats
No, they
in my
do.
school
They do sell.
bag. And it's such a good gift for someone who does art or design at school as well.
Because it just
Because
keeps that
fits
clean.
between my books. And I can sit in a class where we're not working right now. I can sit and cut out my art project
Yeah,
thingies.
because you can also, this is also fine to use an empty cutter or a blade on.
Yeah, I used to
and those
sell
like, those, and those art knives, they call them.
Oh, that's what they called. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something again with the quality product and the lower priced version. We have them both. Okay, so that is the 28mm Alpha, and that is the 𝐓𝐈𝐉. Is it 𝐓𝐈𝐉 or 𝐓𝐕?
𝐓𝐕.
Let's go 𝐓𝐈𝐉.
𝐓𝐕.
The 𝐓𝐕. I'm not gonna I don't have an opinion. I had many rotary cutters before I had my first Alpha. Maybe you can learn from me. All right. So where do you use the 28mm? I use the 28mm on paper. So at home, I have a 28mm. I don't have one here. And I know it's for paper. It is always for paper because it's too small for the things I cut out. Okay. So this works awesome to cut out patterns. Ah, lekker man. This is perfect. So this is the Alpha one. This is the 𝐓𝐕. We have the extra blades. Obviously, this product is much more expensive than this product, but, and this is the but, anyone on here who has Alpha will tell you that even though this blade is 100 Rand, I don't know what it is, but I know this one is 100 on the 45. This one is 100 and this one is 50. This blade lasts me twice as long as this one. This blade starts rusting much quicker than this one. So if you look after your blades, the Alpha blades are worth every cent. I promise you this. It's not, I'm not lying.
But it depends how you use your blade as well. So
No,
if you're
no.
now going to just jump and buy an
No,
Alpha.
it doesn't depend.
No, but they won't buy both. So if you jump now and buy an Alpha,
Yeah.
and you ruin the blade by
Yeah,
going on to
yeah.
it, you know, it's not
No,
gonna
I
last
don't.
double
That's what
as
I
long
said.
as someone
I don't
like that
suggest you
will.
guys start on Alpha. If you've been using a, let's call this generic, because look at that. I mean, come on. It's not completely the same,
So
but it's so similar, né? It's just like, it is slightly different. There are things that I can notice that,
It is so similar, it feels like a copy.
yeah, that's not, but yes. Weight-wise, this one's actually heavier, funny enough. Anyway, they are so similar that, again, like the scissors, if you have a Alpha rotary cutter and you just heard me using it for pattern making, and you want to take your lower priced 𝐓𝐕 or Dala or any one of those and start using that for your paper cutting and buy yourself an Alpha that you're going to use just on fabric. But I would not have said this previously because I had a whole bag full of generic ones, and I pretty much am I'm sold on the Alpha. I'm completely sold. Nice thing about, I don't know if you guys know this, about this shape. Interesting to see if this shape, interesting, people don't know this. but this one can be a right hand or left hand. You just change the braid over.
Because I was gonna say now, because you won't see it, but
It's
it can go on
made.
the other
It's
side.
made to turn in and out.
To
Okay.
avoid that scissor problem.
Yes. Okay. What I love about this one is it closes itself.
Safety.
No, it's not safety because I mean.
But it is
I
also
don't,
safety.
it's a safety, yes, safety. If you cut yourself easily, then yes,
You
safety.
go around
What
cutting
I like
yourself.
about that is I have a tendency to be all over the place, and I would have this here, and then I'd be looking underneath, and then pop, it drops.
Oh,
And with these, this is also alpha. This is also alpha. It also has the safety feature, but it doesn't lock itself. So if this drops, you can literally sometimes actually see the physical chip out of your blade. Okay, so the small ones, I don't know what, I'm sure if you do like small like appliques and only one layer of fabric, fine work, you'll use the 28mm. The most popular blade of the size is the 45mm. It's this one. This is my most popular shape also, maybe because I've been telling people how great it is. I mean, you can see this is my older one. It also actually on when this hand has been redone, but when it was hurting, this was actually quite an uncomfortable because I have to hold and press like I would a knife.
yes.
Well, this one,
You have your
because
whole
it
hand.
bent, see my hand can go underneath while I'm blading. While on this one, to do that, I have to
wrong.
yeah, I have to change my position.
So would you, this one is like that.
Yes, well this
But
one I
that's
can
a
go
finger
complete,
thing as
yeah.
well. That's also why you would
Yes. So this one to me is ergonomically
yeah.
just better. What it also has, what I like, is you don't have to keep this in while you're working. It also has an open lock.
How did you do that?
It's got this little button here.
Oh,
So it can lock closed
Cool.
for kids, and it can also lock open.
cool.
All right. Okay.
So you get all the benefits of the shape.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
But
the best.
it's just better.
This is by far the best blade out there. Okay, so this is obviously my favorite. I also, this one, oh, yeah, well, if you try them, this is where
You feel the difference.
can you hear the difference?
I could, yeah. It sounds a little cheap.
Yeah, this is not, but,
But it's also older. It's
no,
not a new one.
this one is not this one. This is another product.
I
So
know.
I think this might be even,
Cheaper.
it's definitely a worse product because this one is actually quite good. I did. Yeah, this button is not so lekker. There we go. Yeah, no. Yes, it's not great. So, but I always say if you know what you're buying and you know you're paying less than this and you're happy with that, you also know that when this happens, it's always good to go like, I knew I should have bought the offer.
Next time.
Yeah. Okay, so and then the next size that's available.
Why would you
Is-
need a bigger size?
Okay, I also asked that
Yeah.
question a while ago. Is the 60mm? Okay, so it's 6 centimeters over like that. So I never understood what this is for, and also I find this shape and size and angle again a bit weird. This is. It works when you're doing thicker heaps of fabric. Okay. So I am not suggesting that you start out the first time you buy a rotary cutter by cutting 3, 4, 5, 6 layers, because you will struggle with that. Okay. So, but once you get the hang of rotary cutter, it can do quite thick. Okay, so this is just double layer. But I want to tell you, a lot of people, I've had many people tell me the rotary cutter doesn't cut. Okay, so they want to cut like that.
It's like, oh, you tried really hard.
It's not
Like
going to
that
work.
cut.
Okay, guys. So I always
That's
say
how
to
I
be-
would do it. Like the princess.
It's like, doesn't work. Anyway, okay.
I know. It's
So,
not a thing.
so with a rotary cutter, if you have a really high desk, like here, you will probably struggle to get enough power in your hand to actually rotary cut with, okay? So I'm biggle, I have strong hands, and I'm quite strong. So I never knew this is why people couldn't do it. I just thought they were buying the wrong rotary cutters.
Oh, they're not putting enough.
Yeah. So,
Can I try?
the smaller you are,
Or the weaker.
the weaker you are, the smaller also, small and weak, okay? The lower your actual table must be that you rotary cut on. So that when you can do this puts weight in your arm.
Stop pretending you guys are T-Rexes. You're not. You have long arms. Use them.
I don't want
Don't
to waste your fabric.
And put your fingers down.
Okay, but I mean, I
If Lisa can do it, anyone can do it.
Just, yeah, you
my
have to.
instinct would be that.
Yeah,
but it's exactly what you just
Can you
said.
see that you have to actually physically put your weight in it?
It's
There we
very
go.
easy when I do that.
Yeah.
It's more difficult if I do that. That's easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Also, this is so. Where's your lines? Your lines are like straight. Mine's like.
Yeah. So if you're struggling with your rotary cutter, just know this, that it isn't necessarily blunt. You don't have the proper table to work on or the proper surface to work on, because what happens is this goes through the fabric and it actually penetrates the self-healing cutting mat, and that's how it gets to cut so clean. Okay, so if you're struggling to get it to cut through, it's because you're not putting enough weight in it, or you're not strong enough by just, I'm not saying you're not strong, I'm just saying you're not strong enough cutting just sewer. You need to put some weight in it. But you will see that even me, I don't need to put weight on it because I can.
Yeah.
But even me, can you see how I'm actually physically putting my body behind the rotary cut.
So how thick can you go? Make it difficult.
That was my next.
Oh.
Okay, so that was 2 layers. This is 2, 4, 6, 8 layers.
Yay!
I know. Watch me.
I'm gonna cheer.
Can you see how I go on my
on your toes.
because now it's lifted, and I go on my toes because I know
You're too
I'm
short.
going to need to put my weight behind it.
Can I double it?
I don't think double. Well, that's very thick. It's jeans fabric. If it was cotton, yes.
What about one that extends further?
That's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue is.
Very far.
So I'm gonna try.
Lisa, with a very insightful, knowledgeable comment.
Try, and this is where I wanted to tell you that bit
Yes.
is bigger.
That's
so
what
it
I
can
just
do.
thought. Okay.
It can do thicker layers. But guys, if you're doing thick layers, you almost need your table to be here. So that's
But also, what's
like 10 centimeters. And with this blade, this is now higher even than this one. So
And
you actually need to be able to put your weight behind the blade. Okay, so this is very thick.
a good way to cut your hand.
And I don't think my cutter is actually sharp.
Oh, but that's fine.
It's not sharp, but yes. So we can check the sharpness by doing a thinner one. Yeah, no, it's too thick.
Oh.
But I mean, it cuts.
But what?
This is really awesome for quilting, especially if you're doing quilts of different fabric colors, but you're having to cut the same little block. So you put them in layers and then you cut your blocks. Okay, so that is the trick behind rotary cutters, guys. The trick, you will see that this mark, can you see the marks on?
Yes, I have a question about that.
What is this?
I think it's the.
No, there's something in my. Can you feel it? There's like a nail in my board. It's not me, but I must take it out. Anyway, this you can see the lines now. By tomorrow, that's what self-healing means. So by tomorrow, I don't know what it's made from, but it sort of spreads itself out again.
Oh, okay.
And then the lines go
I
away.
had a question about that. She said someone said to heal the mat you have to use some sort of eraser, special eraser. Is that true?
No, not if you have a good mat. No.
What does the eraser even do?
You could clean it probably.
With-
Another thing about
I think you need this.
Oh, sorry.
No
this
way,
too.
did that work?
Yeah. Another thing about self-healing cutting mats, guys, I've done this. That's what I'm going to tell you. I've done it. Didn't know this before I did it. So I bought myself a nice big one. And I put it in my boot, nice and bent. Or actually, I put it on the back seat. And then I went into Tiger Ballet. And then I got home and my board was like this. And it very seldomly goes back to flat like this. So you'll see if we send these out, we actually physically send them like this, flat. We don't roll them, we don't bend them, we stick do not bend stickers on them. But luckily the courier system is not a sun, it's lying on the back of an open bucket system, you know. We've actually not had complaints. If you ever do receive something of ours and it's been manhandled by the courier, please tell us. But so when you buy a cutting mat, I always used to say this to my students, go directly home, especially if the sun is shining, because very few cars, this actually fits the new cars flat into the boot, because we all have little hatchbacks and they don't go flat in there. All right, so the only way you can transport this and leave it in a car in the sun is if your boot can go completely flat or your seats drop down and completely flat. Don't think that just a slight bend is not gonna, it'll stay there. Now there are many people on YouTube that has plans with fixing a warped cutting mat. Guys, just don't let it warp. Don't let it warp, man.
But we've done that. We've had one that was warped. And
okay, so the quickest, easiest way for slight bends, and this works especially on new boards. The older your board gets, the more freaking haragat it gets. Okay, so when you do get home and you see, oh, it's a little bit soft from the sun, and just me carrying it in has bent it, put it down on a flat surface, not on your bed. That might be flat, but it's not hard. Put it literally on the floor at the window where it's getting sun. All right, that sun, it gets warm, obviously, because it's self-healing. It is a sort of solid liquid.
Yeah, it like melts a little bit.
It's a solid liquid, so when it gets hot, it melts a little bit, or it gets to be slightly more liquid than solid. So it generally will, slight bends will go out. The other thing I also suggest is, if it is quite bad, put it in the sun, because this is one of the tricks they do on YouTube, is they actually put it in a warm bath of water. But now, again, I'm saying now it's lying in the bath. It's going to cool in the bath, yes. Then you still have to fix it straight on it. So I would put it in the sun. Once it's nice and warm, go and put it freaking under your mattress, under something heavy and flat. And you should be able, again, if you have one of the old green mats, the older ones had more shine to it, and they tended to be harder. They weren't as flexible as these.
Yeah, they were a bit thicker.
They were thicker,
they felt like
and they are the ones that they get really, they don't want to be fixed. They just don't want to be fixed.
Saskia has joined us.
Hello,
She said
Saskia.
she forgot it's
Om
Tuesday.
jy sien? Ek het naasy.
She says rotary cutters still scare her. She bought the one with the safety catch thingy on. And do not use rotary cutters on tight curves. You will gouge holes in your mat. So like,
Okay, so that's the next part of this.
but wait, can I ask first? So why get a bigger one? Just because that gets thicker.
I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe there's someone on here that uses it. I got one because, wow,
Why not?
I had to have one. I had the other two.
It's difficult to like control your sewing
don't know.
speed when you live in a sewing shop.
No, but also, you know, a lot of people ask me that exact question. So, I don't know. The blades are more expensive.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm
you're
not
just gonna
really
pay more for a blade that does the
As I
same thing.
say, the angle. See, look at the angle of my hand. This one, the blade drops at the bottom. This one, the blade doesn't drop at the bottom. Can you see?
Yeah, so it's like you
I
have
have
to use
to,
it up.
so it's like an old-fashioned. There are certain things, I don't know. I can only say that it's for thicker fabrics, maybe. I don't know. Maybe if you have even bigger hands than me, I don't know.
And then I was thinking now, when you do the thickest fabric, it can do it. But at some point, do you not put too much pressure on the blade and then the blade pops out?
No, this is what that's a blade. The blade will just break on any other surface but your cutting mat. So it won't just pop out.
No, but I mean, if I put too much pressure on trying to cut too
no,
many layers,
well, I've never.
or I'll break my blade.
No, it's never happened. I've never done that. And
Have you
I've-
tried as hard as I did?
You forget that I used to those masks I did at the beginning before I had the cutter. I
Yeah.
rotary cut everything, thick layers like this.
Okay, so buy that one.
So
The
so
other
no,
one, not this one, that
no,
one.
buy this one if you know how to use it. I obviously don't do projects where I have to work that thick. If you're doing quilting,
No, but it's also, I would work thinner. Because fabric doesn't get that thick. I mean, you have to layer the fabric.
yeah, but I'm talking about
I
layers.
would do less layers and use the more comfortable one.
But
then
that's
more
comfortable for
layers.
me. Remember, other people, that's not comfortable. This is
Okay.
maybe comfortable for me because I cannot
to your
use this
finger.
finger properly. Anyway, okay, so the next thing about rotary cutters is
Your weekly debate about rotary
what
cutters.
was it, Saskia?
Saskia, yeah.
That said you can't use it on tight curves. I personally do not use a rotary cutter to cut out patterns and clothing. There you go. So I only use a rotary cutter when I'm
Okay.
cutting out straight corners, triangles, blocks. I don't use it to cut out clothing patterns because I am just so used to a scissors, okay? And I have more control over scissors. And if there's something I really hate, it is after me blading it. There's little bits that didn't,
Cut.
that I can't do. Well, with the scissors, you never get that. Okay, so what happens when you go too tight? It actually, the blade, it freaks me out. It makes, it hooks in the mat. And it makes a funny sound like
It's like, I'm gonna break.
I'm gonna break, né? That's one thing. And the other, it can do curves,
Like
but
slow
like,
curves.
yeah, né? All right. The other thing that that a rotary cutter cannot do is, for instance, let's say,
But I mean, you can do tighter curves than that.
yeah, you can, but it gets the tighter your curve. Maybe that's when you use a smaller one, smaller blade.
Okay, but that doesn't solve the big blade issue,
Yeah.
which is more expensive.
Okay, so say for instance, why is every pencil always dull? Yeah. Okay, let's try
Except
again.
the pencil is big as like your toe.
This is an art pencil. It's not even a. Okay. All right. So I want to cut that. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I can see
So
that problem.
so if you don't know what you're doing, it's the same problem that an overlocker cannot stitch there, because for it to do that corner,
Like
you
you
have
did
to
that
actually
angle.
pass by. All right. So for you to get that through, you always pass over that line. Now, if you have a 1 centimeter seam allowance, that is not the worst. But
But what
obviously,
if you're saying that it's not cutting too deep, right?
cutting in. But I also know it's very difficult for me to do something wrong. Okay.
But I mean,
For me, it's very difficult because I
can't-
already figured out how to fix that problem.
you
But
have to
generally,
very much
people are
trust-
standing and they
You
go,
can't even see there though.
And then,
That is-
can you see?
yeah.
all right. So that is the problem. But if you can actually get it
Yeah,
right
but
on the
look how
point.
you cut
But
it.
what happens many times is then you have those little threads there. So innies.
Can I say what I thought? I
Hmm?
thought this was going to be the issue, that you're going to want to try and cut like that and then turn.
Oh no, nobody.
Would no one try that?
Yeah, people do when first time they work on an overlocker. So I assume they will try it on
Can I
this
do
also.
that?
No, you can't do it. You can't. You can't physically change the blade. You can't do it. You can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Okay, it won't work. Okay.
So that's not
All right.
problem.
So that's me and why I've got anti-cutters.
Rotary cutters.
Okay. So now that I don't have extra, what is our time? Oh, we actually. I want to just quickly. Can you just put it in the bin that you've taken away from me? I want to quickly give you 1 or 2 pointers for cutting with big scissors.
Saskia says, I prefer the control of scissors. And Ash said, maybe for woolly fabrics. Oh, the thicker blade.
Yeah.
Though, still, what wool is that thick? That you would need a blade that goes that deep.
No, you
still
do
have
get like
multiple
coat fabric
layers.
and things. Coat fabric.
Yes, but you'd have to
If
layer
you
them.
have 2 coat fabrics, they are as thick as 8 fabric.
Would you try and cut them with a rotary cutter?
They are. You're gonna
Someone
piss
would.
people off here because they are rotary
I'm just
cutters.
asking. I don't suck.
They like believers. Rotaries.
Okay.
Okay, so some people they cut. I don't know. They cut their
Everything.
toilet paper, their bread. That's the rotary cutter. Okay.
And Saskia says, Lisa attempts the impossible.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly cut some angles in here.
This is essentially a episode of you convincing me that the things you use work.
Yes.
It is.
But
It
that
is.
means you can trust it because I'm asking the questions no one would ask.
Everyone else is too scared to ask.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna pin these as if they are patterns. And I know a lot of you are gonna go, surely she's not gonna show us how to cut. Guys, we all can cut because we've been doing it for a while. Okay. So many people start out and
Cutting
they,
like me.
and I know because
Must I cut?
no, I don't need you to show me how you can't do it. I'm going to show you how to fix it. Many people go out and they go, I just cannot get the handle on the scissors, so I'm going to go buy me a rotary cutter, and I go like this. Okay, so you can't cut. That's a skill you don't have. And now you're going to go buy a rotary cutter and you also don't have that skill. Okay, so certain things you just have to cut.
New hobbies is an excuse for new tools.
Okay, so what would I do if I'm cutting out patterns and I don't actually care if this is the right way or the wrong way? This works for me. After I've laid out all my patterns, I would go, because I'm already going to lose that bit of fabric. So I always do this. I'm right-handed, obviously, guys. You can see that. I would do that. So why am I doing that? So when you're cutting out big patterns or long and many patterns, you always have a heavy piece of fabric.
Yeah, weighing you down.
Weighing, and that weight will make your cutting look even worse. Is there a
The
question?
top.
Is it in the way?
It's in the way. And also, do you want the top angle or the side angle?
It doesn't really matter. Okay, so
Okay, but you have to work more on pink then. More my side than that side.
okay, so I was taught. Actually, one day had this conversation in class that someone said to me, "You always cut. If you're right-handed, you cut on the right of the pattern." Now, if I cut there, I don't get. I cannot get it to be as perfect. I don't know why. And I think it's just that person told me that's how you cut. You can see I have no control. So what I do is the pattern is behind my scissors on my right hand side. Always. And that's why,
weird.
that is why you will see I always cut my patterns into small bits like this, because then I can cut, I can rotate the pattern to be on my good side the whole time. All right. The other thing is I get in class. This is a famous thing. That's why I said we all learn to cut on paper, and now we can't cut fabric. Okay. You need to leave the fabric and the pattern on the table. You're gonna lift so you can get in, and you're gonna hold. And as I said, I cut on that side.
I wonder if I can see
Can
how
you-
much better
can you
that
see?
is. It's closer.
Yeah. So this is not pinned. This should actually be pinned right to the point here, but it's just not. Okay. So with curves, a lot of times people go scared. So what do? What they're scared, they go.
Small cuts.
Okay. No. Not big. Not completely, but halfway. You are actually not gonna. You are not gonna use the physical point. This pattern is not pinned down right. You see. You are never going to use the point, because when you cut through to the point, every time you do that, you leave a mark. All right. Okay, so just to show you. So even though this is a curve, and it depends on the size of the curve, how much scissors I'm going to use. If it was a small little curve, I wouldn't actually use the scissors. But I mean, if you're cutting out, I would also use a. Can you see? But I never actually use the pin. I never go flat like that.
Because at some point you're gonna go straight, and that's what makes that ridge.
So what I do is I put it right next to my pattern, and you can see how I use this to pull the pattern and the paper around and get a perfect cut. And unfortunately,
I can see the difference.
Unfortunately, I cannot give you instruction on how to cut better as a left-handed person, because I don't actually
The
know.
opposite of this.
Well, I don't know. Maybe yes. So okay, that's just bad pinning. You cannot cut there. It should be pinned there so that it keeps the paper flat, and then you use the head of the pin to actually keep the last bit flat too. And then you can actually get in there. Okay, so what did I say? It is long and even. The bigger the piece you have to cut, the more of the blade you're going to use. So if I'm cutting this is a long piece, I'm going to almost go as far as my hand can open, because I can't actually use the whole blade. My hands are not big enough. So I'm going to use the whole blade. But I am still never, ever gonna do that. Because now I go, and you cannot help but get a mark. So it is, depending on, if you're cutting shorter, you'll see, if I'm cutting a shorter bit, I don't open my hand completely, but I still only use never the point. Yeah. And guys, another thing, if you buy a fabric scissors, this should not be pointy, hey? This should not be like I don't have scissors like that, but like the little scissors. It cannot be like that.
Why?
Because what happens is you do that, and if you have
it gets stuck.
difficult fabric, it keeps hook. So it's made to actually smooth over. Yeah. Okay.
Saskia says there's more strength towards the center of the scissors. Science lessons come to mind about pivot points.
Yes, well, yeah. I don't know. I didn't do science, but yes, I figured that out just because science is a physical thing that actually works.
She says use tip for clipping curves only.
Yeah, but I never use my fabric scissors for that. It's too big. I see these people on the, especially in like India, the Indian YouTube videos. They have like this scissors and bigger, and then they are clipping into the, and I'm like, so my go-to is this little scissors, and very soon my small Victorinox. So my go-to would be a small scissors like this, because I have more control. While with this, people, if you see students, then I go like, just take a small corner off, because we've only got 1 centimeter seam allowance, and then I get triangles like that. Now that is more than your 1 centimeter seam allowance.
What would you do that for?
It's marking the centers. It's little. It's called notches, pattern notches. It's for marking the center.
That's when you do it with the big one. Okay.
And that is it, guys. I hope there were people who found this helpful.
They stand.
Do you want to put this on there so you can feel right?
Yeah, I want to. You must not finish. Look, I look stupid when I use the scissor.
But that is also a very big scissors. Let me give you a smaller one.
No, I want to try the best one.
Okay.
There's still 16 people on YouTube, so someone
Anyone
wanted to
have a
come.
question that I can quickly answer? Oh, we are going to be late. They're going to lock us in tonight.
What did you say? I must cut on this side. Okay, but I'm first gonna do it wrong.
No. Oh, yeah.
So this
Yeah,
will be
do
wrong.
that. Yeah, but that, I didn't
It's
pin
fine.
that bit now. No, let me pin it. Yeah, I found it very strange, and then the person told me that is, if you cut on this side, you don't cut into your pattern. No, I do.
Oh gosh.
See, you should never be lifting the pattern side.
Okay.
The pattern should be lying flat,
Yeah.
because otherwise you, especially with stretch fabric.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best to actually cut this
Sorry.
on this side.
So she,
And I'll tell you if it works better on the other side.
she's not a sewer. Can you see it?
Okay, but this is a curve, so it's not fair.
No, but the pattern helps you. You'll see. Just go a little bit deeper. There we go. And don't stop at the point. Can you see? Can you feel it? The pattern helps
I'm
you.
cutting perfect. No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
cutting
well, you're
perfect.
very close to perfect. And you haven't. Okay, so now you must move this
Ah.
and move. Yeah. So,
I
I mean,
feel like I
come
want to
on.
cut my finger.
Come on. Look at
That's
that.
better.
And this side. See, because what
I
happens
can't
here?
get closer. I'm
Yeah,
lifting the pattern
because
up.
you lift the pattern up,
Mm.
you get that inconsistency, that the bottom bit of the fabric is
It's because
bigger.
I'm lifting it, so
Yes.
it's like,
See,
yeah.
this is the thing. You should, if you think about pattern weights, if you use pattern weights, you cannot lift the bit that is pinned down. You shouldn't lift the bit that is pinned down.
Yeah, that's easier.
Can you see?
And I've gone out there, you can see my
Yeah.
initial
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Any
Anyway,
questions?
Trident
Yeah,
tested.
almost.
Can confirm it works.
Don't get locked in tonight. Yeah.
Missed the last 40 minutes, so we'll catch up tomorrow. Yes, Antoinette, you missed me. In action. Don't get locked in. Thanks for the tips and tricks. Live on Fabric8 channel. Lisa performs. Woo!
Okay, guys. Just
Anything
last
okay?
thing. I talked about these last week. They are in stock, guys. We only have 30.
Left?
No, left is
Oh,
less.
what is that?
Magnetic
Magnetic
wrist
wrist.
pin cushion. Just to show you. These are also awesome for hairdressers, no? They can take bobby pins. So,
I think they're cute.
they are actually strangely comfortable.
Is it?
Yeah, I thought they wouldn't be, but they are. I think it's because it's like
The soft
and it doesn't
fabric.
go like
Tight.
tight on your. Yeah.
Okay,
We
there's
have
purple,
green.
there's black, and there's a heart-shaped red one, and that's it.
Yeah. And I know I've sold at
9
least 5.
purple ones,
Okay, so 1 purple one is sold. We got 10 of each color.
9 black ones,
Okay.
9 red ones. Did we upload the stock wrong?
That's right. I'm sure I've already sold 5. But anyway, get in there.
Get in. There's
I
only
shall,
27 left.
I shall well,
They're flying.
maybe check. I'm just gonna put a note here. Check stock.
When my Bianca, Boo Aisha, hi Boo Aisha, I haven't seen you around.
Yeah.
When my mat was bent, I left it outside on a flat surface in the hot sun and it flattened out beautifully. Yes. I feel like you might be a little behind in time. Like, they haven't
she
caught
might.
up to the live.
Yeah.
But you do suggest that you do that if it happens.
There's a 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐶𝐓 magnetic, but yes, there is. So cute. I know.
Anyway, leave us
That's
a
cute.
like, leave a comment, tell your mom, tell your granny, tell your friend's mom, your
Yeah,
friend's
even
granny.
someone this week.
And some men, tell them to.
Someone said to me, she told 2 of her friends about us. I said, that is all I ask. I don't ask you to sell my products. I don't ask you to go, woo, you must get this from Fabric8. Just talk about me. because especially to people, I get a lot of people still asking for sewing lessons and things like that. Get them onto my channel. I promise you, if they know the machine, if they can work a machine, they will be able to learn from you.
If you don't have friends like me, I'm joking, then you just click the like button and I'll see you here next week. I'll be your friend.
Post it to your 9 friends. Yeah.
Yes. Saskia says, thanks for the sale goodies and still deciding what to make with the wool I bought. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we still have a whole bunch of stuff in our sale.
The sale products are on sale until they are done.
Yeah,
okay?
It's a lot of stuff that's being discontinued.
It's not just discontinued, is some of the stuff we might get again. I just felt like, especially the stickers and things, I just felt like I should give you guys something nice in there too. That's not just a freaking sewing thing. So it will be up until it's sold out.
But there's like a lot there. I just looked, there's 14 pages.
Yeah, the sewing machines are also on there because I have a little bit of discount on the sewing machines.
But that's not more
they're
than
not
okay.
really on the sale,
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so jump on that. We are selling out fast. Fast. Oh, lots of knitting stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out of stock. I'm actually leaving.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So some of them might not actually be, but yeah.
So some of them, I'm actually leaving them there so that if you get there the first time, you can see what you missed. So you get on there quicker next time.
Cool.
All right.
Are we done? Everyone, like.
Am I cut off like that?
No. Imagine
Nobody's seeing my pretty forehead.
Imagine.
I told you to remind me to make my hair. I just saw myself.
My brain is fried.
I cut my hair, guys. Can you guys see it?
Do it now, live and
I made little.
No, that's a waste.
Yeah, no.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Next week.
Goodbye. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Ciao, yow.
Like, poo emojis quickly before Lisa cuts you off.
I can't cut them off.
I can.
Does it? Poo emoji quickly. The first one.
And on we have poo emojis on Instagram too. Poo emojis. Bye.
We're gonna make that poo emoji so famous that Instagram is gonna start.
The pink one.
They're gonna have to get one. There we go.
Saskia. You know what we need? A rainbow poo emoji. Where's the rainbow poo?
Yeah. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Say
Thank
goodbye
you,
to
Saskia.
YouTube and
You are-
Facebook.
You are
Bye.
the quickest finger out there.
Bye.
Bye.